The pageant was created in the mid-1970s, and it is in honor of Donald A. Spencer and Martha Jane Hunley Blackburn, which were Donald A. Spencer was the first African American to serve on the Board of Trustees, and Martha Jane Hunley Blackburn was the first African American female to graduate from Ohio University. So the scholarship fund is raised in honor of them, and it is awarded to multiple students during the spring award gala. The primary purpose of the pageant is to raise money for scholarship, but it is also a very good way for undergraduate students to get connected with different student organizations because they fundraise for the pageant, and it's just a way to get them connected into the community here.
Like, even though like we all are like competing against each other, you know, well, we also show up to like each other's fundraisers. We also encourage each other, you know, we check up on each other, make sure that we good, just encouraging each other to keep going in this pageant.
The community is wonderful. Everybody is I feel like we've gotten so close together. Every practice, we've gotten closer and closer, and we all just laugh about everything together, and it's wonderful.
Participating in the pageant, in the practices, has helped me become more confident in like talking to other people and just being able to be vulnerable in like dancing and just learning from others and just opening up and meeting new people.
It fosters a community of support because everyone just gets together to fundraise. You see all these different organizations every day, seeing new flyers of them just coming up with great ideas to fundraise. I've seen like Mario Kart competitions. They do like grilled cheese sales, chicken sales. So it's really just nice to see all the different creative ways that these student organizations come up with ways to raise money, and then they're all raising money for the same cause. So it's just like a very nice thing to see.
Regardless if it works out one way or another, you'll still have life experience, you'll still have people that you met, you'll still have the social skills and the people that you gained from going through this experience with everybody.
The dances, the dances, I cannot stress that enough, the dances. I mean, and also the written word as well. I mean, there was a few times where like, we fool around just having fun or whatnot, but just those funny moments there just make like, one day we're gonna look back and be like, man, like that joke that person made with that, like we can forever laugh at that.
My most memorable moment was probably either the first time we started the dancing or the first time I got to hear the spoken word like all put together and how like well it sounded, and it sounded really good and everybody did a great job.
Everyone was very opening, everyone was very optimistic about the pageant, and they all had the same, belief system as me, as like they wanted to try something new and they were open to like meeting, and I feel like everyone's very welcoming and it's a very friendly environment and we have fun majority of the time.
To put it in the words of another contestant, you can see your kinfolk. And that's really what matters to me, because like on this campus, sometimes things can get a little bit alienating, but at the same time, that sort of solidarity is what helps you get through this stuff.
There is some exciting aspects about the pageant this year. So it is based on 1920s New Orleans. So it is titled the Bayou Ball. So it's just gonna be like Princess Tiana vibes. We're gonna have beignets there. The dances are jazz. The poem is about music. So I think it's gonna be very nice just to go back to the 1920s New Orleans time. Right now we're sitting at about 256 guests in Baker Ballroom. I'm hoping that can even expand to a bigger location. We also had 12 sponsors and 12 contestants this year, so I hope that over the years that this continues to grow, and maybe one day we can have 30 sponsors and 30 contestants. So I just hope that it reaches a bigger audience and more people are interested in doing the pageant each year.
I love the pageant and I love it every year. I come here because I like to hear the spoken word and I enjoy watching the performances, and they eat it up every time.
I loved it. I especially loved like all like kind of like the spoken word and like the dancing because it really just kind of like showcased how hard everyone had been working for this and how bad everyone wanted it. And especially I love like when all the contestants walked out all dressed up and looking nice. It really just showed that they really wanted this, and it showed that they themselves too were feeling it, because, you know, the crowd was feeling them and they were feeling themselves. So it was definitely an energetic atmosphere to be in.
The people, just seeing them grow, seeing them reach their potential, seeing them being the best version of themselves, it's just immaculate just to see our community come together, love on each other, and actually smile. I mean, like, I know personally for me, I didn't really see that back at home. So seeing that here, it's just a beautiful thing. And being a part of that is a beautiful thing.
It's worth it. Look, if you win, okay, you have a good memory. If you don't win, you have a good memory. It's something that you as a person can use to build yourself up as a person. Meanwhile, while you're building yourself up as a person, you can help another person in the process, because those funds are gonna go to somebody that needs it. So regardless if you're the one that makes it, regardless if you're the one that doesn't make it, either way, it's still a net positive for everybody.
It's important to have events like this at predominantly white institutions, because I think sometimes being here, it's easy to lose sight or just not being able to know the history of people like Martha Jane Hunley Blackburn, who was the first African-American female to graduate here. And I think without the pageant, it could be easily overlooked. A lot of people would not even know who she is. So I think it's just a great way to pay tribute to her and to Donald A. Spencer as well, because of the major impacts that they have made, not even on this campus, but just as people as a whole.